This is really about whose shoulders bear the main burden of paying for all the costs of the COVID crisis in the long term. The Shadow Chancellor has said, your colleague Annalise Dodds has said that she's not in favour of tax rises. Is that really the Labour Party's position, that after all this time, as the party which wants higher taxes on those with the broadest shoulders, the better off, you're coming away from that?
We're in a situation right now where the entire focus of government should be on protecting jobs and creating new jobs. The focus has got to be on jobs, jobs, jobs and getting our economy growing. And that is the right thing to do by British businesses that are on their knees, by workers who are desperate for some hope for the future. But also, that's the best way to get our public finances back on track as well. Because if people are in work, it means they're spending money in their local communities, in shops and bars and restaurants and cafes. It means that they are paying taxes and contributing to the public finances. And so that's why we say that the priority right now should be on jobs and getting our economy moving. This is not the right time to be putting up taxes. This is the time to be focusing all of government's efforts to getting the economy growing and creating those jobs. And that will help address the dire situation with the public finances as well.
But before long, as a country, we are going to have to pay for all of this. If Rishi Sunak came to the Labour Party now and said, look, I'm afraid that everybody earning over, say, £80,000 a year has to pay more tax to get the public finances back in support, would you say, no, we're against those tax rises?
Well, we would look at any proposals that the government have put forward, and under Keir Starmer's leadership and with Annalise Dodds as our Shadow Chancellor, we have tried to be a constructive opposition, to support the government when they get things right, but to push them further, including on jobs and support with the flexible furlough scheme that we want to see, when we think the government needs to do more. But right now, we think the entire focus of government and the Treasury should be to get people back into work.
Sorry to jump in again, but asking people earning over £80,000 a year to pay more tax was a Labour policy. Have you really moved away from those kind of policies? Labour is no longer the party of fair taxes, of taxing people with the broadest shoulders most. Is that really the position?
Well, we're not setting out proposals at the moment for the next manifesto. The next general election is likely to be 4 years away. We had a terrible defeat in the election last year. We need to reassess a whole range of policies, and I'm not going to write our manifesto on an ad hoc basis on this programme, Andrew. There's plenty of time to do that work, but right now the focus has got to be on jobs, as Keir Starmer and Annalise Dodds have said out very clearly this week.
One very quick, different question. Is it really true that Labour is boycotting Facebook? And if it is, why?
Well, all MPs and the Labour Party use Facebook to get across our message, but what we're not doing at the moment is advertising on Facebook. And that is in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter campaign, but also in line with what many businesses are doing this month, which is to express our concerns about the failure of Facebook to take down some hateful material from their platforms and to take more responsibility for the lies and the propaganda that are sometimes put out there on Facebook. And Facebook need to do more to take responsibility. And this is just one way that businesses and the Labour Party and others can put pressure on Facebook to do the right thing and to take a tougher action on hate crime and hate speech.
Some good, clear answers. Rachel Reeves, thank you very much indeed for talking to us this morning.